what do you believe is like the future of this language? Do you feel like more people will start to speak in this way or like start to teach and heal in this capacity?
I hope so. I think there's so much still to be left uncovered there. I think that there's people, hopefully people who are gifted in this way and opening up to those gifts. And just quickly back to Kundalini, like one of the things that Kundalini does is it helps activate these gifts, right? Because it helps you remember who your soul is. And so whatever those gifts are, they come on like through this, right? Because it also raises your frequency to be able to do it. So I hope that more people are doing it and that they're channeling things like books, right? Or they're channeling this information because the information is so useful. It's useful on a collective level where there's things that we just need to understand as we're all kind of waking up. And so many people are, all these light beings are waking up. And then also just working one on one with people. Like what I get from it is I channel the medicine that they need and
Mm-hmm.
what I need to do to help them heal themselves. That's why I never refer to myself as a healer because I don't. First of all, it's not coming from me. I'm a vessel for whatever is coming through. And also, I'm helping that person figure out where it is in their body to heal their energy, heal themselves. So I'm getting the medicine coming through for them. And so that's why I think
Mm.
like the light language and the channeling can be so beneficial because it helps to get into that other place, that subconscious. We are so trying to control everything. And that's why that
Mhm.
message keeps coming through for so many people of like, stop trying to figure out how. Like, we want things to happen, we want to move forward, but we don't have any control over the how. We just have to like get on the ride, right?
And
Like, yeah.
totally. And if you're a, quote unquote, like leader or a visionary, what you're doing is not going to look like what anyone else is doing. And that's something I have to consistently remind myself. I learned like very early on in my career to wear blinders. And I've kept that, really close to my heart throughout my personal and professional journey. But it really is so true. Like, again, you have to tune into like your unique core essence and like what does that expression look like in the world, because it doesn't look like, if you really are tuning into it, it doesn't look like what anyone else is really doing. It has your unique magic imbued into it. And
Yeah.
that's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful and it is so challenging. Like I will say, like, as a rational person, and I always say this, I'm like, as a rational person, I'm a New Yorker, like you are, like, I realize how ridiculous this can sound sometimes, and I also really struggle with applying masculine ways to like this
Mm.
very feminine business. And so that's a very big struggle I'm going through right now because yes, I'm doing all these things that are beautiful and feminine, but I've been in corporate America for, over a decade. And so now I'm like, okay, how does this thrive and how does this work in this masculine world? And I think that's where a lot of healers and people are kind of stuck right now. So I understand that as well of like, you're like, okay, like how does this work in both of those worlds?
Yeah, 100%. One of my teachers, Janet Wright Orth, recently told me like with this retail concept, I'm like, everyone kind of thinks I'm crazy and this isn't going to work. And you always get so much pushback, just like you're getting with your light transmissions. But she told me the story of Dr. Seuss, which was so fascinating. On like he had like hundreds of publishers tell him no, like hundreds and hundreds of publishers tell him no. And there was this like one very, very teeny indie book publisher that said like took a bet on him and like look at him now. And it's like, I mean, that's just
Yeah.
like a very synthesized story, but you
Yeah.
hear those stories all the time. It's like Brandon always tells me you gotta zig when everyone's zagging. And I
Yeah.
think that's like really what we're trying to do, like get messy. Like there's so much medicine in just the art of being a human being, exploring life, which is art, you know?
Yeah.